Good morning. This is HSK Tangirala, Director, Institute of Cooperative Management, Rajendra Nagar, Hyderabad. Today we are going to discuss about the tourism cooperatives. In tourism sector, there is a great benefits are there. It is first of all it is a labor intensive, so that we can create more employment, and it consists of the small businesses and the micro operators, so that with the limited capital also a small primary cooperatives can be tourism cooperatives can be started. A big size, a large size tourism cooperatives also can be started with the huge investments. And go back, and every paisa that is earned in this particular tourism cooperative plays a tremendous role, because it keeps a lot of importance, because it is felt by the business staff owners and the staff also, because the money that is generated plays a very important role that will be given as wages to them. And it also, the tourism cooperatives will boost the local spending also. For a community with the potential to become a tourist destinations, there are a huge range of benefits are there, because in India there are the wonderful places are there that can be seen. It may be pilgrim, or it may be sightseeing, or it may be hills, beaches, etc. And the individual travelers can make use of this particular thing, and there are the plenty of the places to stay, and as a result more tourists can be drawn. If the tourism cooperatives are to be started, there are the channel partners are there. These channel partners are hotel, restaurants, tour operators, and a travel industry. All this put together, the tourism industry is developed, and they have to link one another, and then they have to create a large size cooperatives, or otherwise they can have their own separate cooperatives, and then with the minimum earnings they have to get satisfied. You please see this incredible India. This is the hashtag that is given for the tourism industry is concerned in India. And India is, even though the tourism sector is in nascent stage, even the tourism cooperatives are in nascent stage, and tourism industry as such is in the nascent stage. The government of India is taking a lot of interest in this. Tourism cooperatives, if we define the tourism cooperatives, it is an organization of tourism related tangible and intangible asset holders. Intangible assets means the people who have knowledge about the places as a guide, and the routes and other particular places, they have to get that particular knowledge, and to ensure the optimum utilization of the properties, generating sustainable socio-economic and cultural benefits to all the stakeholders through jointly owned and democratically controlled organizations. So it requires, one is knowledge, and then optimum utilization of the properties whatever they have. They may take on lease also, and some people will have the cultural benefits that may have. They may be dancers, they may be singers, so they may create the events, and that can be also converted into a tourism cooperatives. There are the basic objectives of the tourism cooperatives. It is to provide the hospitality to guests and promote peace among the domestic and exotic citizens, to add value to the natural resources, to preserve natural resources, to generate employment among the members. So these are the basic objectives of this tourism cooperatives. It creates a employment. There are the various types of the organization of the tourism cooperatives. The tourism cooperatives can be organized with the people, citizen or districts, or those who have interest to travel, those who have interest to see. So they can form a particular cooperative society that is called as a tourism cooperative society, and they may operate buses also, or they may hire a bus or train or any other particular type of a mode, and then they can get the benefits out of it. And these are the exclusive cooperative societies. Exclusively, this is cooperative is called as tourism cooperative societies. This type of the organization will be promoted by the cooperators for employment generation. So, for employment generation, certain capacities of the members like ethnic knowledge, possession of the extinct varieties of the antiques, music, dances, etc. So, they all put together also, they may create a separate cooperative society. These exclusive cooperative societies. The another type of the cooperative societies are those we will discuss those things. As we have discussed earlier, these are the single purpose cooperative societies. In the initial period, member will deal with their specific services. The society will look into the interest limited members of the people. Gradually, they multiply subclasses and subgroups also. So they can get separated, and then they can have their own verticals separately. So as we have discussed, exclusive cooperative societies are single purpose cooperative societies. Another type of the cooperative societies is they can do their own activities, and besides that particular activity, tourism also can be taken as a separate activity, and they can take up the tourism cooperative societies. Then they require certain construction of the cottages, catering services, and health tourism, etc. Now we will see certain case studies. This is Indian Tourism Cooperative Limited. This is known as in short, this is known as the CoopTour, and it is located at New Delhi. It is started with the 55 members involved mainly in ticketing and outgoing tourists. It is a ticketing. Please remember, it is for ticketing. They will organize the various tickets for the tourists. That is another income generating activity. And then outgoing tourists also, they will hire a bus or something else, and then they will take all the tourists, and then they will show the visiting places, sightseeing places, and then they generate. So besides the business and support from the cooperative organizations, they are getting the support from the other cooperative organizations. It's a professional services has led increasing business with the non-cooperative organization also. They are also getting besides from the cooperative societies, they are also getting income from the private organizations and non-cooperative organizations also. So CoopTour feels that there is a tremendous opportunities of the growth in the area of the international cooperative tour packages. That means they are also organizing tours to the various other nearby countries, even far-flung areas also, and transport, rural tourism, etc. if there is full support from the national and international cooperatives. These cooperatives are organizing for the foreign people who comes for the visit to the India. They are taking to the various parts of India as a part of the tourism. There are the other particular cooperative societies are there involved in the tourism, or New India Travel Cooperative Limited, and Bageshwar Eco-Tourism Cooperative Society Limited, Raniket Eco-Tourism Cooperative Society, and Shillong Jashar Eco-Tourism Cooperative Society Limited. There are the examples of providing the homestay, family facilities, preserving nature and trekking, etc. So these are the activities the Shillong Jashar Eco-Tourism Cooperative Society is doing. There is another cooperative society also is there, that is a New India Travel Cooperative Society Limited, and it is located at corporate office at Kannur, Kerala, and also their operations are in Kerala and Pondicherry, and this society is multi-state cooperative society and registered under the multi-state cooperative society, and they are conducting so many activities as a part of the tourism, including health tourism and farm tourism, etc. In short, it is also known as a travel co. The travel co like to explore all the possible ways to bring the members from all walks of life to be the part of the economic development of the country, and their members are pooled from the rural areas. Operators, they are operators, tour operators, and other particular culture, whatever they have, that means the dance, singing, and other thing. They are the members of this particular travel co, and the main thrust is to promote the tourism by involving the common people from the rural areas of our country and bringing them in the mainstream by ensuring their livelihood through the tourism related activities, mainly focusing on responsible tourism. That means a promising tourism. It is not for the sake of taking money or plundering, but really the customer satisfaction they are ensuring. Now, Travelco also organize exposure visits for the farmers within and outside the state. They are taking outside the state to help them learn and understand the system of the farming, agriculture, social and cultural activities of the other state or regions. The travel co imparts the training programs also for the taxi, auto drivers, hotel, restaurant workers, and also to the people who are directly, indirectly contributing for the development of the travel and tourism. Because this is very important for the customer satisfaction, and they have to treat Atithi Devo Bhava. So that particular concept this travel co is taking up. Now, the National Federation for Tourism and Transport Cooperative Society Limited, this also is another national federation. This is only the national federation, and it is located in the August Kanati Mart, Delhi. Now let us see the SWOT analysis of the tourism as a whole. So what is happening? The various strengths if we see, India is geographically in the highest point, culmination of the forests are there, deserts are there, and mountains and beaches. So it can be totally used as a tourism sector, and they can take the advantage. But only one thing is, they have to maintain those things, maintain the standards, and they have to do the small constructions and create a infrastructure. And diversity of the culture is a blend of the various civilizations and their traditions. India is unity in diversity concept is there. So much of religion, so much of cultures are there, so much of temples. So these things can be shown to the travelers. And another strength is wealth of the archaeology sites and the historical monuments. India is a huge country, it's a subcontinent, and there are so much of pilgrim places are there, and historical monuments are there, so that can be shown. These are the various strengths are there for the tourism industry is concerned. And besides the strengths, there are the certain weaknesses are there, because lack of adequate infrastructure is lacking, and xenophobic attitude among the certain section of the people are there, so that is reduced or shunned, and no proper marketing of the Indian tourism abroad. Actually, the government of India will have to create a marketing strategy so that the people from the outside India can come to know about the culture of India, and more foreigners, people from abroad can come, and then they can visit the various parts of India. So it will boost the tourism cooperatives. But the marketing aspect is lacking. Most of the farmers still think that we are the Indians are the snake charmers. So this type of the problems that is still embedded in the minds of the foreigners. So that is to be removed. There are the certain, besides the strengths and opportunities, there are the strengths and weaknesses. There are the opportunities and threats also are there. These opportunities, more proactive role from the government of India in terms of the framing policies. The policies will have to be created. These must be a proactive one, and allowing entry to the more multinational companies into the country, giving us a global perspective. If the foreign companies also is brought in the area of the tourism, so that the local tourism sector also will come to know how to market it and how to do that particular business, as we can see in Paris, England and some other places. So this we have to give entry to the multinational companies. So growth of the domestic tourism is one of the factor of the development of the tourism. So there is a lot of developments that is taking place. Lot of future is there for the development of this particular tourism areas, so that the more opportunities are there for the transport cooperative societies. There likewise there are the threats are there. Economic condition and the political turmoil in other countries affect the tourism. If you see the global scenario as such, there are in many countries lot of unrest is there. Somewhere social unrest is there, somewhere financial unrest is there. Because of this unrest, the people are not in a position to spend their money for the entertainment. So we can't avoid this particular thing. Now we are facing now problem of the COVID-19. So social distance and physical distance has to be maintained, and there is no transportation system. So this type of things happens. So this besides economic position, health points also is creating problem. Aggressive strategies adopted by the other countries like Australia, Singapore in promoting their own tourism, that affects India. The foreign countries are there, they are doing aggressive strategies for their own marketing, for their own countries. So India also will have to create a marketing strategy. So this is also is the another threat. Because now if you see, for everything now Trump is telling America is first. So likewise this type of things is happening. So other countries are also is taking care of their own tourism by way of a great aggressive marketing. Now if you see the conclusion, as we have already told, this tourism cooperatives in India is in nascent stage. It is in an initial stage, so lot of scope is there. And the scope of promoting cooperatives in this field is immense, but support from the department and the stakeholders are very poor. So either from the tourism department or from the department of cooperatives, so there is no much linkage that is taking place. If that takes place, then most of the places can be converted as a travel destinations, and tourism cooperatives can be boosted. If you see, the travel cooperatives can be organized in cities like Hyderabad, cities like Vishakhapatnam and Tirupati Balaji. So likewise, there are the wonderful places are there that can be seen. This is whereas in case of Andhra and Telangana, in case of Chennai, Trivandrum, Kerala, Mumbai and Shimla. So likewise there are the beautiful, wonderful places are there in India. Jammu, Kashmir, because of this terrorist activities, the tourism has really collapsed. So this type of the problems are still there. So gradually there is the sector can be taken care of, and we can boost this tourism cooperatives. it is in our hands where to go, where not to go. It's all depends on the money, that is what you have. This is the river tourism. This is the adventure tourism. This is the farm tourism. In case of the farm tourism, I have forgotten to tell, in Maharashtra also there is a farm agriculture tourism they have adopted. Health tourism, and in tourism cooperatives, air ticketing and ticketing also is another activity. The cooperative society can generate good amount of money. And pilgrim tourism. So everything can be taken as a activity, and then we can bring into the fold of this particular cooperative sector. Any doubts?